Stinishedit is recorded on the unceded lands of the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people. We pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging, and to any First Nations people listening.
We acknowledge the long history of storytelling undertaken on this land.
Welcome back to Stinishedit, the podcast where we review the things we've started, finished, and what we're looking forward to. I'm Reuben, and I am feeling ready to just coast through this one. Just take it easy, take it chill, just glide over the top of the podcast. How you doing?
And I'm Jett, and I'm here to kick balls and suck ass. And I'm all out of one of them.
Which one?
I don't know. Okay. I don't know. I messed up.
We'll find out as we go.
Look, it'll make more sense later. I thought I was going for an actual good thing there, but then by the end I realized I'd mixed the words around in the wrong way. Let's see if I do either of those things.
Let's see.
I could.
Oh, what's that?
This podcast can go anywhere.
Okay, it can.
What's
it's
what?
Famously our try everything era.
What's what?
What's that on my ass?
I don't know.
Oh, well, we'll find out later.
What? I don't like how much this is derailed immediately.
So much for cruising over the top of this podcast casually.
But I've got you down to the depths of my depths.
That's right.
That's
You've taken me off the pedestal. Hey. And now we're scrapping in the muck together. Oh, what's that?
If anyone's ever said anything about me, it is that people have said that I, in the past, if they have said anything, it is that I drag people down to where I am in the depths.
Have they said anything in the past, though?
I can't hear them. They're too far down in the depths.
Oh, that's how you get them.
Yeah. I use them as like little step ladders.
Yeah.
I need
a constant fresh supply of people to keep stepping on?
Yeah. I'm Bane in the chasm trying to claw out so that I can get to the surface world to fight Batman. And the only way I can do that is with the blood and corpses of my friends.
Yeah.
Oh, stuck in the depths. I need my friends, their bodies. I turn them into step ladders and climb. They get squishy and decay over time, and that's not great, but I get them fresh, and if I get enough fresh ones, then I get a nice little ladder to get up out of my hole. Have you seen, speaking of holes, have you seen The Dark Knight Rises?
I'm Batman. I've been sitting on this gargoyle for like 2 weeks. I'm waiting for Bane. Where is he? I'm Batman.
Way. I'm on my way. I'm running out of friends, to be honest. I've started just getting little acquaintances. Bobby that I met down at the fruit store the other day.
I'm Batman. I have no friends. I have no acquaintances.
He's step number 638.
I had a family once, but no longer. I'm Batman.
I'm resorting to dogs. Dogs that I find in the dog park.
I'm Batman. I don't know any dogs, only bats and darkness.
That's a lie. There's Bat Dog, the Bat Dog.
There's Man Bat, the Batman.
No, the dog Bat. There's a dog. There's a Bat Dog.
I'm sure there's a Bat Dog. There's a Superman dog.
Yeah.
There's an everything dog.
There's an everything dog. Everything dog.
Everything's got that dog in them.
Everyone's got a dog in them.
Everyone has 2 dogs in them?
It's the one that you feed.
And the one that you feed even more? Because, the little dogs, they're looking at you. What are you going to do, not feed a dog? That's so cruel.
Every time I saw a dog.
Yeah.
Every single time I see a dog, I feed it.
Would you give a dog a drink?
Would I give a dog a drink?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a drink this week.
Hey, you got a drink this week?
Ah, no.
No, you just said that. But guess what? I have a drink this week for you.
Oh my God.
I don't know, whatever this is.
All right, give it. This is warm, first of all. It's a can that's warm. It says Drinks, Pytolin, Refocus, gluten-free, zero sugar vegan, rethink your drink, tropical crush, mind and body,
it's tropical.
330 ml. Now that is all of the stuff on the front of it. It's got a bunch of stuff on the back, but it's all in a line at the front.
It's all in one single line, all down it's very odd. Do you think a re-drink means someone else has drunk this?
Yeah, this is being I re-drink it.
So you're the second drinker in line? Or
I'm the baby bird.
Oh, yeah, cute.
Yeah. I'm sucking on mama bird's mouth. You get all that baby bird re-juice.
Refocus, re-drink, rethink your drink. Ooh, good sound.
Ooh.
Okay.
Let's try it.
It's piss, everybody. I've given Jett a jar of piss.
Fuck. It is a jar of piss.
Is it?
Yeah.
Re-drink. Rethink what you drink. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
We're really delving into the DC universe this episode.
Oh, yeah? Why? What you got there?
I don't know. We're talking
Just
about
a bunch of piss.
Bane in a hole.
Yep.
Batman.
Yep.
Bat dogs.
Yep.
Jars of piss. Mm-hmm. You've seen Batman v Superman, yeah? You're moving. I thought you were nodding, and then
I'm going to say
shaking.
yes
now
and
you're going
shake my
in, like,
head
circles.
so that the listeners don't know that I haven't seen it. Yes.
This is okay. You're doing figure eights. I'm not. There's a jar of piss in Batman v Superman.
That's great fun.
Because there's Lex Luthor's like, you wouldn't know Granny's peach tea from a jar of piss to a senator. And then during a Senate hearing, the senator has a jar that says Granny's peach tea on it. She realizes it's piss. And then the courthouse explodes.
And that's funny?
No. Everyone dies and Superman doesn't
funny?
save anyone.
Oh, yeah.
He just flies out of there and leaves. Unless you watch the director's cut, in which case he saves a few people.
And then flies out of there and leaves.
Yeah.
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 Love it.
Now, yeah, there's a lot of like, I don't know. I can't believe you haven't seen that. The Batman v Superman.
What's Fart in a Jar Martin from?
What?
Every time we say jar of piss, I think about Fart in a Jar Martin, but I can't clock which animated show he's from in my head. I'm trying to...
I have no idea what you're talking about. Fart in a jar. I think Martin was the one on your ass.
Oh, that explains a lot. I thought it was you on account of all the rolling around in the mud we were doing at the bottom of the pit. But maybe that was the previous victim, Martin, who hasn't quite drowned yet.
This is a clean, solid concrete pit.
What?
Until I started killing the friends,
sure.
And now it's very bloody and...
Oh, so you're basically using it like a rising tide of corpses.
Well,
I was thinking like stepping stones through some sort of yucky liquid, but it's more like just stepping stones on other
Have you not?
stepping
You
stones.
haven't seen The Dark Knight Rises?
No.
Fuck.
But I'm nodding.
Episode number whatever it is, the one that we realize Reuben has never seen any DC thing.
I have seen The Batman Begins. Mm-hmm. I have seen The Dark Knight. And then I think I just stopped. I don't know, got busy.
All right, so imagine a big cylinder, right? A big cylinder. Now imagine that cylinder's in the ground. Now imagine that cylinder doesn't exist, but where the cylinder was, that's that's just a gap. What I'm describing is a hole.
Famously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where Bane lives.
Great.
And grew up and never saw the sun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was born in the darkness, son. What is that? That thing?
Don't call me son.
When someone's the child of someone? I've never heard of this, a glowing orb called a sun. That's a silly name. That's the same name as the other thing. Two things could have the same name, Bane, you fucking idiot. Anyways, big hole, he grew up there. Then you have to climb out of there to get out.
Okay, with you.
Basically... that's it.
Yeah. I feel like I had all that from context. I feel like both I and the listeners had figured all that out.
Great. I'm so glad. So talking about Batman v Superman though, on the topic of that. Yeah.
Are we?
They're beefing, right?
Yeah, famously. It's in the
beefing.
title.
Batman beef Superman.
Is this your new character, the person who doesn't realize that context provides context?
No, I'm trying to do a segue into more rat beef.
Oh, rat beef. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll shut up.
So the last time we did an episode, can you give us a recap on the current what the
The
rat
last
beef
time
was?
that we did an episode feels like months ago, but we had just had the Drake leak but not officially released song Drop and Give Me 50.
Yeah.
Well, push-ups brackets Drop and Give Me 50.
Nice.
But that has apparently been scraped from the internet. No one can. It's not happening.
What? No.
It's there.
It's officially
It's
out.
out? Well, I missed this.
Put it out on Spotify and Apple Music and all the other. You can
Damn,
listen
I was
to
doing
the
so
public.
well too.
Yeah, you're doing well. But we didn't have Kendrick respond.
No
response.
One
from
missing piece
Kendrick.
of the puzzle.
Yeah. Okay, here's an update. We basically got a few, there are minor players, people popping up. Someone who's popped up is, get this, Kanye West. Now, Kanye.
What's he got to do with anything?
What is he? Exactly. He's come in, he's gone on a radio station and he's like, look, I have a remix of the Future Kendrick song. I think it's called Like That. The one where Kendrick's like, hey, fuck everyone else. Anyways, Kanye's like, I've done a remix of that song. I'm on the remix. And he has a verse on it where he basically puts himself in the middle of this beat for no reason. No one's been talking to him. No one's been referring to him. He's like, nah, you can't have a beef without me. So anyways, that's all we're going to say on that because fuck yay, who gives a shit?
Great, sure.
But
Here we go.
We got a second Drake song that he put on his Instagram.
Damn.
Now, this song is an AI song.
Oh.
Now, we've had a bunch of AI songs recently.
Yeah.
You know, we've had, what if, I don't know, what if Bluey sung Old Town Road? What if...
Whoa, what if Bluey sung Old Town Road?
It'd be pretty good, wouldn't it?
I feel like ChatGPT is going to put Weird Al Yankovic out of business. Because this is the shit he's been doing for 50 years with his skills and creativity. And now anyone can do it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he'll be fine because he's famous. But the next Weird Al, fucked.
That's what the person that you're like, I'm really the most concerned with all this AI stuff about a famous person who has lots of money. Gosh, this doesn't look good for them.
He'll be fine.
He'll be fine. Anyways, there's been like fake Drake songs, fake Kendrick songs, you know, people putting these out, people like, are these real? No, they're AI, whatever. Drake put out this song where it is him and it is an AI Tupac and it's an AI Snoop Dogg.
Oh, that's grim.
Now, Tupac famously dead.
Famously.
Snoop Dogg famously still alive.
Yeah.
What this song is it starts with Tupac and then goes on to Snoop Dogg. But those are two never eat soggy weed West Side rappers. And that's the side that Kendrick's from. Famously, you know, you have East Side with their style, West Side with their style. I was traditionally, you know, pretty West Side myself. I mean, I was born in California, so what can you do?
Move.
Yeah.
Preferably overseas.
That's what I did. And I moved back and then moved. It doesn't matter. West Side represent.
Wickers! Sorry, I just want to get in on the action.
It's Tupac, and he's like, look, you're good, Kendrick. I appreciate the things you've done, but this guy's calling you out. Here's some fucking things you can say about him. You've got to, like...
Here, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, literally. So it's him doing that. And then it's Snoop Dogg, and Snoop Dogg has a verse, and he's like, hey, I'm from the generation above you. We pass the baton down to you, Kendrick. You're the best of us. Fucking respond. Like, we're all waiting for you to respond. It is, you know, it's Drake, because Drake wrote these verses.
Yeah. But he's speaking through the voices of a reanimated corpse.
And an animated...
corpse.
Whoa.
Yeah, you heard me.
Whoa. Don't take shots at Snoop Dogg like that. What the fuck? And yeah, it's like, it's respectful, but what it's doing, I figured it out. Drake is 8 Miling Kendrick.
All right, tell the listeners what you mean.
All right, so at the end of 8 Mile, Eminem's character, B Rabbit, has this rap battle with this other guy. And basically what he says is like, yo, I'm white, I'm a fucking bum. I do live in a trailer with my mom. My boy future is an Uncle Tom. I do have a dumb friend named Cheddar Bob who shoots himself in his leg with his own gun. And I did get jumped by all 6 of you chumps. Like, he lists all of the things that the other guy's going to say against him. So when it's the other guy's turn to do a verse...
He's got nothing.
He's got nothing, right? And he does do a couple of things. He's like, hey, you went to, like, this... You went to fucking something Brook. It's a, your private school. Your real name's, like, Clarence. So he makes a couple of digs. But most of it's like, yo, I know what you're going to say. I know that. Everyone here knows that. So what? Anyways, Drake does that through Tupac and Snoop Dogg.
Kendrick, come here, I'm going to immunize you. Jab. What have you... Okay.
Yeah, essentially. Well, he's like, Tupac says, you know, we've heard that Drake has gone around and been with underage girls. Now, this is a thing a lot of people in the community have been calling out, being like, yo, here's a person, it's rumored that he was with this girl when she was 16, whatever. And some people have said Kendrick's not going to mention that because fucking all the rappers have done that. All the rappers have cheated, all the top ones, whatever, have spent time with underage girls, which is a fuck thing. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Obviously. But anyways, in this verse, Drake, through Tupac, says, yo, call him out for this because I heard it on this podcast, so it must be true. And so it's like Drake sort of like actually bringing that stuff up in a way that's like, I don't know, saying, no, it's obvious, fucking, you heard it on a podcast. That doesn't mean that it's a true thing. So he's calling out the things that Kendrick could call him out for. There's another one with Snoop Dogg. I don't know if it's Snoop or Tupac, but calling out Drake because he's half white. Now, that's something Rick Ross did recently where he I can't remember what the the line was. But he was like, this is a fucking white dude. White dude doing this and this and this, whatever. Fuck him, he doesn't matter. And so through Tupac, he's like, call him fucking white. Call him fucking white, because that's something to do against him. So Drake, he's 8-miling him. He's fully 8-miling him. And I think that's pretty smart.
Yeah.
I think some of Drake's stuff, like some of the best stuff is when he's riled up for like a rat beef. So yeah. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I love it. I'm here for it.
Have you listened to any of the music?
No, I couldn't find push-ups, but this was a few weeks ago before it was officially released when it was just like cruising around. And I was like,
give it to you on the burnt CD that I have.
Please do.
Yeah.
Get your friend with an eye patch, everyone.
Yeah.
You know the guy.
And you need a guy. Apparently that guy is just Drake's Instagram, because when a song leaks, he just uploads it to Reels. Like that's where the most recent like AI thing. And I think that was like, I don't know, it's an interesting use of AI where I'm like, well, obviously Snoop Dogg isn't gonna come on this verse and go against Kendrick and the other, like everyone else that's against Drake. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't love it.
I didn't hate it because he's also not profiting off of it in a direct way that it's on Spotify. Like it's just.
Sure, but if it was my, like, I don't know, sibling or child who was dead whose voice was being used, I'd be like, excuse me?
Yeah. We got to look out for those really rich people who have all that royalty money.
It's so hard for them.
It's so hard. Anyways, I did want to bring up something that it's hard for me about lying. I find it very difficult. And I did lie before because I actually do have a drink.
What are you talking about?
I have a drink.
What's going on here?
Now, the thing is, I actually had 2 drinks, one for me and one for you.
So you now have 3 drinks?
Well, now
So 2 for me?
I threw one of them out.
Okay. Immediately.
One was for me. Yeah,
That's what you tossed over the railing there as soon as I brought out mine.
Absolutely. So this is a drink for you.
No. Oh, golly.
I hope you enjoy it.
I'm holding an all-natural flavors Soda Boss strawberry gummies with pictures of red gummy bears on it.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, I'm
not going to read the ingredients. That would be a mistake.
I don't know if it has gummies in it.
Oh, I hope not.
Because when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is a boba sort of thing.
Right. No, I don't think so.
But then I thought, oh, if it's flavored like gummies, I think that's worse.
Okay. Let's think through this. First of all, I don't think it has gummies in it.
Okay.
I'll be surprised, but...
My vote's going 2 gummies.
Okay. And hard to know what's better or worse. But I feel like if it has gummies in there, at least you get the experience of eating gummies. Otherwise, I'm just going to be drinking, gelatin sugar water.
Hey, it's better than a can of piss.
Hey, I'll drink to that.
Hey.
Wait, I got to open it. I can't do that joke yet. I'm really worried about this going everywhere. How do you do this so smoothly every time? It's not open yet. I don't want to break it. Oh, my God.
It's a can. They're meant to be open. What do you...
Yeah, but then...
think it's going to explode?
There's a certain amount of open that's right. All right. I'll drink to that.
Hey.
Cheers. No gummies so far. Picture children's liquid Panadol strawberry flavor.
Oh, shit.
Carbonate it.
Okay.
I was going to say make it worse, but actually it's just literally exactly what I've described.
That sounds great.
You want a bit?
Yeah. Do you want a bit of
give me the piss.
There's a piss. Thank you.
Oh, that's much worse.
Yeah, you got the good one.
Yours has a better aftertaste. Yours has like an inverted bell curve. Like it starts down and then goes up a bit, and then that's how a regular bell curve, because it goes down a bit again at the end. This gummy bears, this strawberry gummies, very consistent. The first second that you have it in your mouth, same as second number 3. You know?
It tastes like a strawberry gummy thing, or
Oh, I want yours back. Oh.
You know those.
But when I had yours, I wanted mine back. I think I just don't want to be drinking either of these.
You know those squidgy little raspberry gummies that are great that have the gooey bits on the inside?
Like a separate texture on the inside to the outside?
Yeah.
I don't think I know these.
Oh, I'll have to get them.
I only know single texture gummy bears.
No, they're not gummy bears. They're raspberry. They look like...
I know chocolate on the outside, raspberry tube on the inside.
That's not what I'm talking about.
I didn't think so, just checking.
That's not what we're talking about on this podcast. This isn't a review podcast of candies. This isn't even a podcast where we talk about cylinders in the ground.
What is this podcast?
Or bat dogs. This podcast is a podcast where we talk about the things that we've started recently, things we've finished, things that are coming up, things we're following up on, and we review. We do a review. We say 5 stars out of however many, or the other way around. It doesn't matter. But we do some sort of legitimate review because we are legitimate, what's the name for the...
Critics?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. I'll be critical for you. It's my turn first.
Yeah, what have you
I've started Arrival. But it's not really called it's
Arrival where? Where have you arrived?
I've arrived at this podcast. Okay.
I've arrived at
Tell me what you
sick of you.
Tell me what you see. Oh, welcome. I've been there for years. Tell me what
yourself?
you see. Yeah. Tell me what you see on the cover of this book. This ain't therapy. This is a critical review podcast. Tell me what you see on the cover of this book.
All right. I see Amy Adams. Yes? Was that right? Mm-hmm. Great. Famously from the movie Enchanted.
Famously.
I also see it says now a major motion picture film. Mm-hmm. And then I see, I don't have my glasses on. Why were they silent? Arrival, Ted Chiang.
So what you've just done is you're fucked up.
All right.
You just judged a book by its cover.
All right. I also
what is the one job of everyone? What's that phrase that everyone says?
The phrase that everyone says, if I've ever heard anyone say if one or probably multiple people have ever said a single thing, if many multiples have said one thing about all books in fact, they would have said, don't judge any cover by the contents of its cover. No, don't judge the cover and then apply that cover judgment to the contents of the book. That's what they have said.
That's what that is indeed what they have and would have said.
Yes. Yep.
No, see, what you have to do is you have to flip it over to the back cover and you read the blurb and you judge the content of the book by the content of the back of the cover.
Well, if anyone's ever said one thing, I can't.
We've broken them, everyone. That's the end of this joke. We've broken them.
It's so hard for me to say those things. It breaks my brain.
The thing is,
yep.
Listeners, you might think this is a bit.
If I've ever broken one brain with a thing, if a single brain that was mine has ever been broken by me or anyone else, it would have been once from saying multiple times the joke that I'm doing.
Listeners, you might think this is a bit. You might think this is a funny joke that Jett does for the podcast. You'd be wrong. Jett's been trying to get this phrase for about 4 months. And if you're wondering, why don't you just tell them? Why don't you help them out and tell them what it is? First of all, no way am I going to do that. It's way too funny. And second of all, I've now been infected and I don't trust myself to be able to say the phrase. So we're just stuck like this forever now with our broken brains.
I think I just now have the goal of a phrase that I will never and have never understood in my mind when I try and say these things. Like, yeah, initially I was like, oh, I'm trying to say this thing. And now I still have that burning power and urge to say the thing.
Yeah. But none of the skills to get there.
I just have none of the context. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But what I would love some context on.
Oh, yeah?
King of Segways this week is this book.
Okay, you want me to actually talk about this book?
Talk about the book.
Well, this is a collection, an anthology, if you will, of science fiction short stories. One of them, they based the movie Arrival on. It's the one with the aliens and the writing and the Amy Adams, but that's not her name in this book because she's a character.
Doesn't it all have the writing? It's a book?
Yeah. You got me there. I was going to try to deny it.
Yeah.
Find a blank page and be like, no, see, this story is all blank pages. It's a statement on...
Hey, they all could be picture books. Every other short story in this anthology, just pictures.
But that one with the writing, really, that's the one to adapt into a visual medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they named the book after it, Arrival.
Yeah. So this is a reprint after the movie. A shameless cross-promotion, by the way. So we got some great stories in here. I'm going to quickly look at the titles of each one to remind me what they are, and I'll tell you about them.
Do it.
So the first one is about the world is flat, maybe, and also it's the Tower of Babel, maybe.
Okay. Is it Babel?
Yeah, maybe. It's called Tower of Babylon.
You don't know a whole lot.
I don't know. It's words. No one's saying the words to me. It's not an audio book.
You could listen to it.
You
could do it at the same time. Listen to the audiobook and read. Completely engulf yourself in the content.
And not process any of it.
Yes.
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 Yes. So that's a great one. Basically, they've got this big tower. Our protagonist is a miner chap who's coming in from next door. He's in Egypt or whatever. He's going to Babylon. There's this big tower.
How young?
What?
Like, would Drake have gone on a date with this minor, or is this not?
No.
Okay.
No, too old for Drake.
Okay.
Maybe still okay for Leonardo DiCaprio, like still under 20, like probably 25.
All right.
But like he gets any older, Leo's, dropping him like a gun. He doesn't go for anyone over that age. Big tower. They're building a big tower. They've been building it for like generations. Everyone works on like a chunk of the basically the biggest job here is to get the bricks up the tower on a big ramp that goes up the tower, and everyone works on a chunk. And so if you're a person, you spend your whole life going just up and down the same section. It's like a month-long trip with a wheelbarrow.
The chunk.
I don't know what happens when you...
Bane's back and they'll be using chunks of people to build this tower. Sorry.
Bane would hate this tower because they could get him out of the pit, but instead they're going upwards.
Okay.
But basically what happens is, after the first section, the next chunk of people have never seen the ground. They just are born there and live there and grow shit on balconies and whatever. Whoa. And that goes on all the way up. This thing's kilometers high. So they climb through it. They reach a point where it's never, like nighttime and daytime get weird. It's real windy.
Oh.
Yeah, it's trippy. It's a great science fiction concept.
Yeah.
And then, no spoilers, but there's something up the top.
Is it the moon?
No.
They're not
but it's something
building
they need miners for. Oh, so there's all this great lore about, like, if someone falls off the side of the tower, it's like, fine. No one really grieves it that much because there's plenty of people. But if they drop a brick, they're like, shit. Because that brick has to come all the way from the base of the tower. It takes months to get it up there. So every lost brick is like, no!
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just makes you think.
But there are still people, so there are people at the bottom of the tower.
Yeah, there's a whole society at the bottom of the tower still.
Okay.
Just digging up clay. They've destroyed like all the forests for like hundreds of kilometers around, like floated the logs down the river. It's just great.
So there are people still living on the ground.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
But you have different societies as you go up each level.
I would love it if they got more insane as they went higher, but everyone is still working towards the same goal, which astonishing.
What are the bricks made out of?
Clay.
Oh. I was wondering how much this is a ripoff of Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator.
Ah. Not very much, unfortunately. Because why don't they make a Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator? Do you know how many Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movies we've had?
At least
3!
2.
3! We had fucking Wonka and they didn't make a Great Glass Elevator movie. All I want to see is the vermicious canids spelling out scram in the elevators. I just want to hear the silly president talking to the 3 silly astronauts. I just want to see the elevator with all the buttons and the bed with the grandparents in the elevator. Is that really asking for so much?
It sounds like all the content that you go to consume now has to be like this. This is leading me to believe that you sought this out because you're like, oh, it could be my elevator fix. A big tower into the sky. This could be the one.
I can neither confirm nor deny, but have you heard about the big tower in Melbourne?
The big tower.
The big tower in Melbourne? You go up it?
What's the big tower?
The Eureka Tower, you go up it. There's a deck at the top to look at stuff.
I haven't been there.
I hear it's got a really good elevator.
I haven't been to the Eureka Sky Deck. I've been meaning to.
Wait, actually?
No, I haven't.
You should go.
I know. Every time I mention this to someone, they're like, we should
go. But no one actually wants to go a second time. That's the trick.
I feel like if it was that good, you'd want to go a second time.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's more like a ticket off the bucket list item. Like, it's good. Don't get me wrong. You should go.
Here's the thing. Everyone's already ticked it off their bucket list. So I don't have to go alone.
Maybe you do.
Up a great glass elevator.
Stinishedit listeners, use your networks. Talk to your friends. If you've got a friend who hasn't been up the Eureka Sky Deck.
Because obviously all of you have.
It's just a given.
Yeah.
Give us an email. Hook them up with Jett. We'll send them both up the tower.
Email stinishedit@gmail.com. We'll organize a date. Not you.
No.
Your friend and I can go together.
Yeah.
We can go up the elevator. Can we have a picnic up the top?
Yeah, if you try hard enough.
Okay, awesome. Great. We'll have a lovely time.
Yeah.
Tell me about another story.
Right. Yeah, okay, great. So the next one is boring. It's called Understand. Man gets jabbed with brain boosting powers, becomes more intelligent. Actually, it's pretty good now that I'm remembering how it ends, but elevated consciousness, etc.
Glass elevated consciousness.
Oh, don't do that to me. Right.
Sounds like Limitless.
Probably.
The Bradley Cooper movie or
Use
show.
100% of your brain one?
Yeah. Which is also...
We do that?
We use 100% of our brains.
Yeah.
We just use little different bits at different times.
Yeah.
The thing is, if I was using the same bit of my brain to kick balls and suck ass at the same time, Like, I don't want to be okay. If I was, I don't know, cooking dinner, and then the kick balls brain part of my brain started going off.
Yeah.
And the sucking ass part of my, that's too many things.
You might get it wrong.
Out.
You might kick ass and suck balls. What would you be doing then?
I don't know. I really didn't pick those words well.
Even when you rearrange them, nothing works. Came here to kick, suck, and ass balls. None of it works.
Every time you rearrange it, it somehow gets worse.
I realised that 3/4 of the way through when I was up to choosing whether it was going to be arse balls or balls ass.
I'm so sorry. You've broken me. All I'm saying is I want to use like a sliver of my brain at any given time.
Yeah.
My attention span is not big enough for all of my brain.
You haven't seen Jett Unleashed and you don't want to.
Limitless.
All right, story number 3. It's called Division by Zero. This one, there's notes in there's a page at the back of this book, I'm showing it to you right now, called Story Notes. And basically it's like, here's what I was thinking about when I wrote this, or here's what inspired this story. And they're all less than a page, and they make them so much better. When I finish a story, I make myself wait at least overnight before I read the story notes, just so I'm like, let me figure out what I think it's about. And then I read the story notes, and I'm like, look how wrong I was. Great.
Nice.
This one's called Division by Zero. And basically there's a mathematician who figures out an equation that just disproves like basic math. Like they can make 2 = 3.
Yeah.
By dividing by 0 somehow.
Is it fucking what's this? Teriology?
No, it's not teriology. Go on, tell the listeners about teriology.
Those of you who don't know, what's his name? Terry something.
Yeah, Terry, I'll Google that.
Terry, I'll Google that.
Yeah.
Basically, the guy who played Rhodey in the first Iron Man film, Terry, I Google that, basically decided at some point that he was unhappy with math because
1 squared didn't equal 2?
1 squared didn't equal 2. He was like 1 + 1 = 2, so 2 ones, 1 multiplied by, it should equal 2. It should scale up. So he was like, all right, screw all of the other math. I'm creating teriology. And in that math, 1 × 1 = 2, 1 squared = 2. So if you want to subscribe to that belief, you can do that. You can, I'm sure he has a manifesto. Go to terryogoogle.com and you'll find the teriology manifesto.
How much does a domain name cost? Sorry, don't mind me. I'm just doing an unrelated bit of research over here.
All right. So this Terry Google that breaks math, and then what happens?
Basically they freak out. Like it just has this corrosive effect on their life and like affects their relationships and their friendships and their sleep, and they just kind of go insane because all of maths is a fiction.
That's sick.
It's pretty sick.
I like that.
It's really fun. It's a great concept.
Yeah.
All right, then we got... Sorry, I was getting distracted by the story notes for that one. Because it's based on a real equation that you would probably understand because you did physics, but I don't. E to the I pi plus 1 = 0.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Elementary. Elementary.
My dear Terry, I'll Google that.
Terry, I'll Google that.
Then we got Story of Your Life, which is one Arrival is based on. I'm not going to talk about this one.
Not
Everyone
even
knows.
called Arrival.
Not even called Arrival.
Is the book called Arrival?
The book has been reprinted under the name Arrival.
Wait, so it wasn't originally called Arrival?
Well, these were published in different sci-fi magazines.
Okay, was the book when it was consolidated called Arrival? I feel like this is basic knowledge that you should have. It should be elementary, my dear Terry
and
Google
Others. Originally first published 2002 as Stories of Your Life and Others. Anyway, great name.
Netflix.
I'm not going to talk about that story because everyone knows about it. Watch the movie Arrival.
I haven't seen Arrival.
It's great.
No, I have seen Arrival. Is that the one with the
7-leg octopus makes big black circles.
No, I saw the one with the rainbow goop.
Rainbow goop?
Yeah, rainbow goop. Rainbow, weird, monster-y things.
Speed Racer?
Yeah, I'm talking about the movie Speed Racer.
I was pretty happy with that joke.
No, it's I don't know. It's similar. I'll find it.
You find it.
You talk about
The next one's called 72 Letters. This is based on the idea of golems, which I think are a mythical archetype from Jewish folklore originally. But basically it's like a figure made out of clay, a lot of clay in this book. Don't know what's up with that. And you give them a name and that gives them life.
Ooh.
But basically it's set in the Industrial Revolution, and instead of like steam engines being the big development is like clay automata, like golems.
Oh.
And so instead of it being a race to like figure out mechanics, it's more of a race to figure out names and words. And so they're always trying to figure out epithets and euonyms and shit that make them more efficient. Like the main character found a really good dexterity epithet. And then it's talking about like patents and science and conflicts and all the kind of ideas that were formed in the Industrial Revolution, but it just happens that the industry is names.
You know what this is?
Also, there's a giant sperm spider web. What's this? You
This
talk
is
now.
exactly like AI.
Well, yeah, basically. It's pretty interesting.
Which also fucking, once again, I'm going to mention it because we're going to mention it, disclaimer, every time we mention AI on this podcast,
Not
I'm going to
AI,
say this.
predictive text.
It's predictive text, it's machine learning, it's not any real artificial intelligence. Whatever. Anyways,
I feel like I didn't get enough play out of the giant sperm spider web, so I'm just going to repeat that again. Anyway, tell me what you've Googled. Jerry.
Wait, hold on. Yeah.
There it is.
What does that mean?
There it is.
Is it a spider that shoots sperm for its web?
When the main character, Robert Stratton, is young, one of his friends in school builds a giant sperm spider web just to because he can. He's like, how does human fetuses work or whatever? And then when they all grow up, someone's working on giant sperm fetuses instead of names for clay, and they discover, spoilers, that humanity's going to end in 5 generations. And so they're now trying to put names into eggs and sperm so that they can animate future generations.
What the fuck are you on about?
I don't know. I haven't finished the story yet.
Oh my God.
But how much fun big ideas. I love big sci-fi with big ideas.
It is certainly big sci-fi with big ideas.
If you know what I mean.
I don't. I honestly really don't.
Me neither at this point. I'm just saying stuff.
I'm still trying to hunt down this.
It's fun that you're the one who's uncomfortable and I'm the one who's just saying stuff. I like this flip of the dynamic. I feel like I need to read and watch more weird stuff.
Do I make you uncomfortable?
No, you just say stuff on the podcast and I'm like, what are you talking about?
I'm still trying. Extinction.
What?
No, that's wrong.
I've literally been talking about extinction for like 3 minutes. Annihilation.
Annihilation.
You just had to actually say what you meant for a second. Let me think about rainbow whatever.
Sorry, I Googled Netflix original sci-fi movie and it came up with the movie Extinction, which is apparently different to the movie Annihilation.
That looks fake.
Yeah, so does Annihilation.
Does it?
I don't know. Annihilation, that's Rainbow Group.
Yeah. But the poster looks good.
Annihilation.
We don't even stall for time on this podcast anymore. We just waste your time.
Wasting your time.
Wasting your time. Never wasting your time. Yeah, take that, listeners.
Annihilation was scary and not fun.
I feel like that's what, I mean, I've only seen that one film by Alex Garland, but that's what people said about Men. That's what they said about Ex Machina. That's what they're saying about Civil War this week.
What about the movie Men?
Nice.
Not the
nice
concept
and funny
of
and
men.
topical and depressing.
Thank you. What about the movie Civil War and not the actual...
not all the ones that are happening.
Yeah, what about the movie Annihilation?
Not all the ones that are happening.
Not all the ones.
This is scarily applicable. Stop that. Stop.
Alex Garland?
What about the real Ex Machina and not the shit?
Yeah, all right. You hit your limit, Alex. Yeah. Go home. You're done.
You get 3.
You get 3. Okay, how good is this book?
Pretty good.
Would you recommend people start it?
Yeah.
Would you recommend I start it?
I would recommend you start it. I'm wondering if there's a particular story that a different type of person should start with.
Ooh, yeah. Let's categorize them on that, like ENJF or whatever. Personality types. Pick a personality type. No, that's too hard to remember. I don't know all those.
No, it's fine. You got introvert, extrovert, basically Donald Trump, and your mum.
Okay, great. Do it.
So okay. So Tower of Babylon.
You're sweating, but you came up with
I'm
these
freaking
rules.
out over here. I thought somehow you would be implicated in this, but it's actually a task only for me.
Yeah.
Tower of Babylon. Okay, so huge one for Donald Trump fans and Donald Trump alikes, because we need to build a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, we've got Division by Zero, which is where you find out one thing and you freak out and melt down. So that's one for my introverts.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Yep. We've got Story of Your Life / Arrival, which is one for the extroverts, because it's all about
Communicating
and like talking with other people and being open to new experiences.
Yeah, sick.
And then we've got Sperm Spiderweb, which is for your mum.
Which is for you. Did you plan that?
No! You think I can think that far ahead on my feet?
It worked too well that I don't know. Look, some of our improv pays off.
Does it?
Some of us are still talking about kicking balls and sucking up.
You said that when I was mid-gummy bear ship, which was a highly dangerous maneuver with all these electronics in the room. But it's fine. I saved it. You're welcome.
Good job. Brilliant. Nice.
All right, what have you finished?
You want to hear about the thing that I've finished?
Yeah, I do.
If you've ever asked me one thing on this podcast every 2 episodes, or even every one, if you once every time before we change the format of this podcast to do 1 each instead of 2 each, then you would multiple times ask me on multiple episodes one time, what have you finished? And if you've ever once now, after post that, to ask me one question that happened every 2 episodes, you would ask what I have finished.
Yeah, I would. What have you finished?
I've finished the movie Challenges.
But enough about our Saturday night. Tell me about Challenges.
I will tell you about Challenges. Challenges is the newest film by Luca Guadagnino, and it is about tennis.
Is it though?
No, it's about sex.
Ah, that's how he gets you.
No, ask me again.
Is it though?
No, it's about tennis.
Is it though?
No, it's about sex.
Okay, now I'm thoroughly confused.
You might be, or are you maybe enthralled,
Yes.
horny?
Yes.
In
Stop sucking my ass.
This is so.
You tuned in just for this section, folks. I apologize for that, but it is a callback and therefore funny.
Now this movie, it's just come out. We've just seen it in theaters like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
Because we got to see an early screening.
Not to flex.
Not to flex.
Not to flex our huge tennis muscles. Our huge, sexy, sweating tennis muscles.
Oh,
We're not doing that, just to be clear.
we're not doing
It'll
that.
be too distracting.
But
for the
imagine
listeners.
that we are.
But imagine that we were. Yeah.
This is about 3 tennis players, I suppose. The way you pitched this movie to me, and I think the way that the trailer pitches the movie to
Oh, yeah, big time, yeah.
is it's the tennis threesome movie.
Yeah.
We've got Zendaya in one of the main roles. We've also got Tashi Duncan Zendaya plays Tashi Duncan. Josh O'Connor plays Patrick Zwig, and Mike Feist plays Art Donaldson. Now they, can you tell me? Can you give me a bit of a rundown of this film? Because I actually can't really.
Okay. Yeah. So the main plot line that plays out is a game between Art and Patrick, a challenger, which is like a qualifier for one of the Grand Slam things, or like a pre-qualifier in New York.
Apparently, I learned so much about tennis in this film.
Right?
Knew nothing beforehand.
Yeah.
Now, it's all I want to know.
So that's the moment in time that we keep returning to, the present, and then there's lots of flashbacks to all the way back when they were like right at the end of high school and being like tennis prodigies and all trying to make it into the Grand Slams, and then flashbacks to kind of different points in the intervening 10 years. And who was kissing who and what that means now.
Who was kissing who when?
Yeah. critical, actually, the whim.
In open and in secret.
Yeah. Yep.
Because there's a bunch of secret kissing. Now, this was directed by Luca Guadagnino, who did do Call Me By Your Name, as well as the other film.
Bones and all?
Bones and All. I haven't seen Bones and All, but Call Me By Your Name, gorgeous film. Beautifully shot, beautifully acted. The music in it is amazing. And this, I feel like, hits all of those plus some.
Do you know what I think the critical difference is?
What?
Call Me By Your Name? Two really interesting characters in conflict and in love. Challenges.
3.
And
Just keep adding people.
I don't know if there's an upper limit. I don't know if this is an S-curve, but it might be exponential.
15 films in, I want the Avengers Endgame of Luca Guadagnino films.
It's not a love triangle anymore.
No.
It's a love sperm spiderweb.
Horrific. So this movie, I had never seen the two actors who played Josh O'Connor, who played Patrick, and Mike as Art. I'd never seen them in anything before.
Well, I had.
Oh.
One of them played a prince in The Crown.
Oh, Prince. Which one?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Is it the one who's king now?
No. No. One of the young'uns.
But they were both brilliant. And they were both very cute and very upsetting in certain bits. All the characters are kind of upsetting. Zendaya is the most upsetting of all. There are bits in this where she seems fucking crazy.
Yep.
There's a couple of scenes where she's just, I don't know. You love her though, because it's fucking Zendaya. How could you not? But then she obviously has weird motivations. So I don't know. This isn't spoilers, but she's married to one of them by the present time, and then the other one has sort of they haven't talked in like years and years and years, and so.
But the last time they talked,
stuff happened.
A little something something.
A little something something. So there's this dynamic of this guy coming back into their lives. And she doesn't want that, but also in her marriage to this other guy is really pushing him to be the most tennis person ever because she fucking broke her leg at one point and
she's living her dreams through him.
She's living her dreams through
him. And
him.
his dream is just to be with her. He's kind of done with tennis by this stage.
Yeah. But she's like, no, you got to do this. You got to, go. The reason why I should really figure out which one's which.
Yeah, Art is the one she's married to.
Art's the one that she's married to. So the reason why Art is at this Challengers game is because Tashi, Zendaya's character, is like, you need to win some games so you build up your confidence so that when you go to the Opens, you'll be winning and feeling good about yourself. And so it's at this Challenger where they see Patrick, who they haven't seen in years, and it's tense because you have this pressure of Art wanting to do good by Tashi, and you have Patrick wanting to say, hey, fuck you for, I don't know, leaving me out of your life after we were best friends. Like Art and Patrick were best friends.
What the first or one of the first flashbacks is to them playing doubles together.
Yeah, that's how they start off. And we see them play their first game against each other as well. And they're chatting pretty jovially about like, oh, you're the better player. You'll win.
They're chatting pretty jovially about how hot Tashi is.
That is true.
They spend an exorbitant amount of time talking about that.
But to be fair, but no, they're like, hey, can you let me win this one? Because like, I know you'll win, but like, I want to show my grandmother that I'm good at tennis or whatever. And it's just, I don't know. It's tough because it does. I think I'm trying to grasp for ways to explain this movie so desperately because I came out of this film and I changed my Letterboxd top 4. Like I stepped out and I was like, this is absolutely up there. So I want to find the best way to sort of like review.
I know
this
what you
on
mean.
people.
I feel like I can describe all the component parts and even I'm like, and that's good because of this, but I can't quite describe the feeling that I had when the credits rolled.
Yeah.
Which was like shell shock or something.
It was shell shock. I think there were multiple things that did it. I mean, there's the constant tension that you get through the actors' performances because also they're all not amazing people all the time. So you're like, are they going to do the right thing? Are they going to do the wrong thing? And when you have a love triangle, that's a triangle where fucking all
the corners touch.
all the corners touch, then that's tense. I mean, throughout this film, there's anguish and tension. There is love as well. Basically, what I would say, if I could ever say one thing about the one movie Challenges by Luca Guadagnino, if I could say one to encapsulate what the film is in multiple words, but one thing, one phrase, if I've once said that, which I will, is this movie is about kicking balls and sucking arms.
It really is.
It really is, right?
It really is.
That's what I was trying to say.
Is that what you were setting up all that time ago?
Yeah, but I should have said like hitting balls and like, I don't know, sucking face or something.
Yeah, yes,
No, sucking-
you should have said that.
Yeah.
You should have said that.
Hitting balls and sucking face.
Yep.
That's what I
God
meant.
damn. Sometimes sucking balls and hitting face,
Sometimes.
but not usually.
No, but occasionally.
But occasionally.
When it happens, you're like, there's a slap in this film.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yikes.
Yikes.
But that all adds to it. But then we also have the visuals and the soundtrack. You know, the classic. You always have something to look at and something to hear. Classic
Movies,
movie making.
everyone.
What did you think of the soundtrack of this film? Because it was a choice.
It was a choice. It comes in real strong, and in the second half of the film especially, or like the last third of the film, it comes in really strong and drops away really clear. Like they're not trying to hide the presence of the sound. Sometimes it's almost more important than what's being said, I guess.
Yeah, I think
Like
a
you
lot
could
of it's more
you could
important
have the
than
soundtrack and the blocking and the acting of the actors, and that would be kind of enough. You don't necessarily need the dialogue itself. It's a banger.
Yeah.
You aware of where the artists behind the soundtrack are from?
Nah.
9 Inch Nails.
Oh shit! Really?
So it makes sense.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
It's a banger. I'll say it.
It's very like a lot of it's very like techno-y, doof kind
Yeah.
of. It gets you in it.
It does.
I think this whole film, and it's encapsulated by the name Challenges. It is about it feels like a competition, like a match, and I mean the whole film's about it, but that intense heat of a match and a challenge and a competition, and so you have that pumpy uppy music, you have the I don't know, the sweat and the violence in it, but also the love. Like a big part of this film is like that a tennis match is like two people in love for like a second.
Yeah.
And like love can be beautiful and incredible and intense, but it also can like have like a violent
Yeah.
I don't know, intensity to it as well. And this just it just brings all of it together. It's so good. And the visuals.
Oh, you want to talk about the visuals?
I want to talk about the visuals.
You don't want to talk about the visuals and Challenges, huh?
Now, the visuals are something that I would be the most apprehensive to talk about in a spoiler-free out of anything.
Okay, we will restrain ourselves, but what do you want to say?
Well, like we were hooping and hollering
Yeah.
in a cinema where barely anyone was there because, once again, it was a preview screening at a like smallish cinema, I don't know. But the few of us who were there, when certain things happened with the camera, we were wilding out. Like we were yelling, oh my God. It felt exhilarating. It felt kind of like you were on a roller coaster for a minute.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's just, I don't know what to say.
Some people say that this movie is too long.
You're wrong.
Yeah, I agree. With you, not them, just to be clear.
Like,
I just wanted to be in it more. Like
Yeah.
I could feel it to what you know
Like
when a
the
movie's
Batsman.
in. What, who said my name? Who put the bat signal up? That thing hasn't worked for years. I've been meaning to call my electrician, but there's too many criminals.
call your Batman, are you calling your electrician to turn off the light?
I'm calling. Fuck. I'm calling my electrician to make sure it works. You have to test and tag every 2 years. Something might catch fire. Is something on fire? They need me. I'm the Batman.
Go away, Batman. You're not needed. I was talking about the movie about you.
Oh, okay.
See you
I'll
later.
just sit on this gargoyle waiting for Bane.
Do that. Excellent. The movie The Batman, when I watched that, I had the feeling of this is Gotham. Like this is Gotham City, and I don't give a shit that it's 3 hours. One of the few films that I didn't give a shit that it was 3 hours for. I just loved being in that world. It felt like I was
Avatar.
Sorry, it sounds like you were just choking on James Cameron's dong there.
Hey, you're the one here to kick balls, not me. I don't know anything about it.
But this film did it. You're right. It put you in it.
Yep.
Yeah. And it really did it at the end. Because often where they chop things down, it's like, oh, the end of it was too long. The end was like
the best bit?
It was the fucking climax of the film.
The best bit.
They called it that for a reason.
Ooh.
But also in the whole thing, like in this relationship between the three of them, that's what the end of the film is. Like that's what it's ramping up to. So when you have that excited release of just the world kind of breaking in some visual ways, it's just your mind is kind of blown. I don't know how much that'll translate to like if I'm watching it on my phone in my bed.
Can we go see this again?
Yeah, I want to go see it again. We have so many things. I still want to go see Monkey Man.
Oh, Monkey Man.
Yeah.
June too. Not in the brain fog of just having watched 3 hours of June Part 1. I really want to watch that movie and just see if it's actually good.
Yeah.
Because I've forgotten everything about it.
There are a few films we need to go see. But Challenges, I think, is up there for sure. Like to go see it again. Yeah, I don't know. It's like top film, one of the top films for me.
Where'd you put it in your top 4? I didn't check because I forgot. Is it 4?
Now with Letterboxd, the thing is that I don't imagine them as a 1, 2, 3, and 4. And
you just have a collection of 4.
I just have a collection of 4.
Well, go on then. What did you kick out? What's number 5?
Well, I think that it might be. What it was Spy Kids Peter Pan, the 2003 version, not the fucking animated one, and not Pan and not Hook, the 2003 Peter Pan film, Eternals, and Death in Brunswick. Those were my 4.
That's 4 things. I thought that was 5 things.
I kicked out Eternals.
Yeah, I thought you would.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's my it's my recent favorites.
Yeah.
Now you might say, Jet, 2 of those films from 2003 and 2001. And I'd say, and the other one is from 1990. And I'd say, yeah, but they're in my, like 2 of them are like long-standing, sentimental ones. And one of them's like a newer experience.
People use the top 4 in all sorts of ways. Some people like, it's my top 4 of this month or this year.
Yeah.
I said to you the other day, for some point for like 4 or 6 weeks, I just want to make it my bottom 4. Just piss off as many people as I can by saying like, yo, at the moment these are my 4 least favorite films.
I feel like that would change
Space
so much.
Odyssey, 50 Shades of Grey, Artemis Fowl.
Madame Web?
Not even close.
Really?
What the fuck are we? Alien vs. Predator Requiem.
Really? That's worse than Madame Web for you?
Heaps.
Whoa. I enjoyed some of that.
You know what Madame Web has?
What?
I don't know. People talking to each other. A wig. A jacket. Music. Good needle drops.
Bad needle drops. Horrific needle drops.
Some needle drops.
Some needle drops.
Some music.
Did you know that in Challenges...
It's probably also shorter.
I don't know. Did you know in Challenges, the song that Zendaya's dancing to at her party for being the best tennis ever is different to the song that she was dancing to when they recorded it.
That's fun.
Yep. She was like, I wouldn't have danced like that if I knew that song was playing.
Was it the same BPM?
I have no idea. But you'd hope so. You'd hope they wouldn't like screw an actor over by just... making them look like they're dancing offbeat.
Completely offbeat. I wonder if it was a licensing issue.
No, because they used that song later on in the film.
Oh, interesting.
They just switched up where it was. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Still got James Cameron in there.
Yeah. Tastes weirdly like gummy bears, this guy.
I don't like this.
You should watch Challenges.
Yeah, everyone should watch Challenges. Mm-hmm. It's a great time.
Maybe not if you're under... Pick an age.
I won't.
Okay.
I will. I don't know, 15.
Yeah.
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 Because it's actually not too...
It's not necessarily explicit in the sense of like what you see, but it's quite mature in terms of like the dynamics that are at play.
Yeah, but also like You know what else is a dynamic, mature, fuck.
The sexual tension between Superman and Batman. Who said my name? Where's Superman?
Don't fucking get out of here, Batman.
Okay.
Get out
I'm
of here,
going back to my
Batman.
gargoyle. Just tell me if you see Superman.
Okay. What about Bane? You still on the hunt for Bane?
Well, yeah, when he gets here.
He's like still like maybe a quarter up that hole.
Fucking
Like
flake.
nothing. Go back to your gargoyle, Bane.
Okay.
All right, go, back, leave.
He's gone.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, I don't know, like fucking someone hunting down 3 underage children for a future crime they might commit.
Oh, sure.
You know, like I feel like we're like, oh, violence. That's fine. Like it's mature, but like we see it out in the open in the real world, so whatever. But like with sexual stuff, we're like, no, tuck it under the rug.
It's true.
So no, I don't know. I think thinking back, I don't know. It's erotic. I don't know how sexual it actually is. We see people kiss at some point. Wow. I can't remember anything more than that, but there probably was.
Yeah, but again, it's like it's not necessarily about what happens.
Yeah.
It's more about like how it's shot.
I guess so, but also I think that this does it way better in which like I think that Luca is great at showing sex scenes and erotic scenes in a way that you feel the sexiness.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of a director at the moment, but like if you had action movie director that made you really feel that intense fear or that intense adrenaline, you know, what you want to get from an action scene, that, wow. Like, that Luca does that for erotic and sensual scenes where you're really like, I don't know.
It's kinetic.
It's kinetic. Oh, fuck you. You're trying to bring in your kinetic shit. Yeah, it's kinetic.
This is the most kinetic movie I've seen in months.
Oh, it's crazy
This thing is pure kinetic energy.
Yeah. It is. So I don't know. He does that really well, and I think that's like, should we cut that down? Should we count it as like, I don't know. It's like you can have the same amount of graphic violence in 2 films, but in one you feel it more.
And in one it just happens.
Like this. Like, I don't know, you could have erotic scenes in another film which aren't shot as well, which aren't acted as well, which you don't feel as much.
Like 50 Shades of Grey.
Like 50 Shades, great example, like 50 Shades of Grey. Does that
Where
mean
more happens, but you don't, not really.
Yeah. But even if it was a lesser version of a 50 Shades, like a different film.
But shot with that flatness and deadness.
Yeah. Would I be like, oh, this is more okay to watch if you're...
Sure, I know. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I don't know. Something to think about. I think that we shouldn't. I'm having trouble with... I've said so many... If I've ever said so many things, it would have ruined my brain.
Lucky you've never said too many things.
Exactly. I don't think we should have a definitive answer on this. I think we should leave this open to... We're just opening up conversation for the listener. I don't know. Think about what we've said.
What do you reckon? Oi, mate, what do you reckon?
What do you reckon, mate?
Oi, right in, mate. What do you reckon?
What do you reckon?
What do you reckon, motherfucker, mate?
Look at this. What do you think? Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad. Not for me. Well, I don't know. The movie, though? Brilliant. Go see it. Highly recommend.
Huge.
Yeah. I haven't seen a better film in ages, and I say that every time I see a good film.
You literally saw Death in Brunswick last week. That's one of your top 4 favorite movies.
That one was a really good movie. I don't know. I have trouble with lying, famously. Anyways, should we move on to the next segment?
Let's move on to the next segment.
What is it?
The next segment is Up and Up.
Every time I'm bringing it up, I'm talking about up and up.
Not the theme song.
Now, we talk about things that are coming up and things that we're following up on.
And famously, you have to go twice in a row, so you must be doing Coming Up?
I'm doing Coming Up. We've been doing this for so long. Why don't you know?
I don't know.
Well, you can do Following Up. Why don't we switch it up? You can do Following Up.
I'll do Following Up.
Yeah, follow up.
I have to follow up on 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
You've kind of taken the wind out of my sails here, because my follow-up to 50 Shades of Grey was going to be, so I saw Challengers, which does all the same things better.
Oh, brilliant.
So refer previous answer.
Yeah, great. Damn, I was actually stalling for time so I could figure out what my Coming Up is.
Well, that's unfortunate.
What do you think that I could come up with?
Well, if last time you faced this conundrum, you came up with about 4, and then the following week you just picked one.
Yeah.
So why don't you say the same like 3 or 4 again, and next week you can just pick one.
I'm going to tell you something that Shit, that's coming up in 2 weeks.
That's fine. You won't be on for you won't. Oh no, yeah, no. Sorry, I forgot how our podcast works for a sec.
Yeah, me too.
Well, we can do the same roles again next week because I have more starter bits than I thought I would.
Nah, that doesn't seem fair.
Oh, to yourself. I would have hated it if you said yes to that. I would have finished the podcast, switched off the mics, and immediately like melted down because I broke the system. So I'm really glad you didn't let me do that. Actually.
Yeah, no problem. Okay,
Anyway, what's coming up?
What's coming up? I don't know. I'm breaking. I'm fully breaking. Shit. I'll tell you what's coming up.
Yep. An answer to the question. What's coming up?
I'm going to start watching the movie Monkey Man.
Okay, great. Cheating, but I'll allow it.
And by the time it's next week, I will either have finished it so it doesn't count and I do a different start at it.
Yep.
Or just say that I've started the film.
Yep.
Or haven't seen it and I will say that I'm starting something else as a surprise.
Or have booked it, thus starting the process of seeing it,
Bingo.
but haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Haven't finished seeing it.
I love the loopholes we can make in this podcast.
Me too.
We had a strict set of rules and then tighten them.
And then we just get squeezed out onto the floor and it's like, oh, well, this is this now.
Yeah. Brilliant. What's it? We got another segment. We got a last segment, don't we?
Do we?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It rhymes with kale.
Haha. It's our famous segment. Oh, Jett, did you fail? Did you fail at anything this week, Jett? Yeah, that's what I thought. Disappointing as usual. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to the conclusion of the podcast.
No, I want to think about if there's anything that I failed this week.
I feel like you've succeeded at quite a lot this week.
Yeah, I have succeeded at quite a lot this week.
You went on a big walk?
I went on a big walk. 9 kilometres. Walked from Brunswick to the North Melbourne, to Costco, which is 9 kilometres away.
You did a big sing?
I did a big sing. I sung a song today and it wasn't exactly where I wanted it to be. So therefore, that's the fail.
That's a fail.
Anyways, what's our other segment that rhymes with?
There's no mail this week.
Oh, okay. No mail this week?
If that's what you're angling towards.
That's what I'm asking. We always got to find out if there's mail.
Yeah.
In that case, let's wrap up the show.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So,
thank you, everyone, for listening to another episode of stinishedit. If you enjoyed the show, tell a friend about it. That's how we get more listeners. Actually, recently we got a fucking crazy amount of listeners.
Yeah.
Like hundreds and hundreds in one day.
Apparently the secret sauce is don't record a podcast.
Yeah. Wild.
Who knew?
Thanks to all the new listeners who've come on board.
You're welcome. And sorry.
And we
thank
apologize.
you.
We have to apologize to every new person who comes on.
Oh, yeah. We better apologize every week just to make sure.
Oh, we have been.
Oh, good.
I've been editing in an apology.
Oh, I'm really glad.
At the start.
It goes
and
acknowledgement, podcast, apology.
You know how we don't have ads?
Yeah. We just have apology.
We just have
admins.
apologies.
I'm so glad.
The slots. If you want to write into the podcast, you can email us, stinishedit@gmail.com. If you find us on the street somehow, you can give us physical mail, but the mail has to say stinishedit@gmail.com on the front of it.
Or else we are legally obligated to burn it.
Yeah, we made a deal with the devil. That was it was like a monkey paw situation where we get to do a podcast, but we have to burn mail. You know, that's not too bad.
It seemed fair at the time.
I think it seems fair now.
Yeah.
Last week someone tried to give me an envelope.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They showed me what was in it.
Yeah.
$100.
Oh, shit. Didn't have stinishedit@gmail.com? Damn it.
Burn it right in front of them.
That could have paid for my membership of the Golden Key International Honor Society.
Fuck, it could have.
But since you had to burn it, I didn't get the membership.
Damn.
I know.
Oh, disappointing.
I know. I really dodged a bullet on that one.
Thank you to Hetty Moysey for our lovely, lovely podcast art. What are the other things that we say? Oh, leave a review. Leave a review on this podcast. 5-star review. Write a review. If you write a review, we might read it. If we read it, then we might read it out on the show.
We say Baba Ganoush. We say tell a friend about the podcast. Did you say that already? I wasn't really listening.
Yeah, I just said all of those things. Until next time, suck balls and kiss ass. Kick the ball. If I've ever said one thing, it's that you should put the ball.
Cut!